Hey guys, and welcome back to the 75th episode of the Yarn Junkie podcast. My name is Amber. I'm coming to you from my home in Texas where I live with my husband and our 3 daughters and 3 dogs. I just blocked one of the dogs from coming over here and bothering me. Here's my little co-host. We'll see if we can get through this with her being awake. I thought it would be better than trying to do it while she was sleeping because then go. You cannot come over here right now. No, go lay down. Rather than do it while she's sleeping because she hasn't been sleeping that great lately, especially nap time can be hit or miss with her. And so I just wanted to get my hair yanked. Why didn't I put my hair up? Oh, I should have put my hair up. But yeah, so she's going to hopefully be cool, be chill baby, a little bit of a chill baby. So if this is your first time joining me, thanks so much for checking out my podcast. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks so much for coming back. If you are a returning viewer, you know this is Tabitha, and she is my 15-month-old. I also have a 12-year-old, 13. She's 13, not 12. Oh my God. 13-year-old Atrella and an 8-year-old Prudence who are at school today. Atrella was actually chatting with a friend and she Googled Atrella's name and Atrella's little 11th birthday video popped up because I shared it on this channel. And this is a couple of years ago. And she was like, "Oh wow, your mom has a podcast? And she has 2,000 subscribers? That's crazy." And I was like, "Oh, that's so sweet." I know that 2,000 is not a lot, especially in our knitting community, because there's people with way more than that. But it is cool to me. And I thought it was funny that her friend was impressed by her mom's YouTube channel instead of Atrella being embarrassed. Atrella's actually really been wanting to come on and share some of her stuff that she's been working on and doing. She's been asking me, but she's so busy with school and the that we haven't really had time to sit down together and record. So there she goes. She's off to go play. Go play. It's okay. You're okay. Oh, you're going to give me kisses? Okay. Give me kisses. Want kisses? Thank you. That's her new thing. She'll come over to me after playing for a little bit and give me a kiss. It is the sweetest thing. Yeah, so I'll just jump right into the knitting. I actually do not have a lot of knitting to show you. I do have quite a bit of acquisitions, but I mentioned this is something that I actually made months and months ago, and I have never actually showed you guys because I crocheted this and then I didn't take the time to hot glue it. So this is a free pattern on, I think I just Googled succulent patterns. Maybe I did show you guys this. Either way, I finished it up by hot gluing it into this little terracotta pot. And it is just like a little crocheted succulent. And the yarn I used is Malabrigo in color Indica, I think. And I could have done a better job with pulling out the points when I did it up, but there is the succulent, and it's just a cool little thing to put on a shelf. I've made these cactuses too at various points. Something else I've been working on, I've been pretty monogamous because I know that I mentioned last episode. Can you guys believe it's already March? Did I mention that? It's March 25th. I have been on track with recording 1 podcast a month, which was kind of my goal. With dealing with this little thing, I don't always have time to sit down and record. And so my goal was to record 1 a month. My last episode was in February, and it's already the end of March. Where's time gone? Really? Hey, don't go in there. You can go in there and play, or you can go in there and play, because I can see you in both of those places. Go play in your sister's room. Oh, gosh. I'm going to see if I can get her settled on playing. I'll be right back. Okay, so you might hear some playing background noise, or even I have laundry going too, because Monday, y'all. It's Monday. but I was talking about how time is just flying by. And I mentioned last episode that I really wanted to knit a tegna, or finish my tegna, because I'd started it many, many moons ago. And I wanted to get it knit for DFW Fiber Fest, which is in 2 weeks. So today's Monday. It's not this Saturday, but next Saturday. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's already almost here. And so I have been trying to be really monogamous with this. I got through the lace bit. I tried to just really force myself to knit through that so I could get to the stockinette, so I could take it with us on our trip that we took for spring break. And it was easy lace. She has you put in stitch markers every 20 stitches all the way around. And so you can kind of zoom through it, but not being a lace knitter, it did take me a little bit, and I did fudge it up a couple of times, and I just did, a simple yarn over if I needed to, or, whatever I needed to do. But the lace is going to block out so lovely. I am knitting it a bit longer than the pattern suggests. It is quite cropped. I'm sure you've seen this 1,000 times on the social medias, but it is a very cropped shirt. Some people have added length. It says in the pattern to add length to the stockinette body if that's what you wish to do. And I have. I think for the size I'm knitting, it says to knit 13 inches, and I'm already at, I think, 15. And I have this little nugget. Where'd my little nugget go? Here it is. I'm sitting on a black ottoman, and this is really dark charcoal yarn. The lighting is not the best. I think it's because of the laptop is casting a shadow. That's pretty accurate to color. It is a charcoal gray, and I am just going to keep knitting the stockinette until I use this up, and then I have another ball all wound to do the rest of the pattern. And it's I think you knit the front or the back, and then Kitchener or 3-needle bind off, and then do the sleeves. I'm not real sure. I didn't read through the pattern. I usually don't. I just carry on with it. So this has been a really enjoyable knit. The yarn I'm using is Lolo Did It in colorway Folsom in her Dreamy base, which is 70% 70% merino, superwash merino, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere, which is going to be so incredible for our climate here in Texas. It's already quite warm. We usually go on a walk in the morning. We have a swing set in the backyard, so I swing the baby for a bit after taking the girls to school. We come home, have our breakfast, we go swing for a bit, and then I put her in her stroller, and we usually take a walk. And it says it's 60, but walking in the sun, it gets warm. So it feels a bit warmer than 60 degrees. I was just in this t-shirt and no jacket or anything. So that is all living in my Tanny Casey project bag, which I raved about in one of my previous episodes. I have been using this for my tegna exclusively, and I want more of her bags because I really love this. I love the wax canvas on the bottom, so I don't have to be so precious about where I set it down, especially with dogs and just traveling a lot, and the car being full of kids and just crap everywhere. So I like that because then you can just sort of brush it off, and this print is just speaks to my soul. But that's all I have to say about that project. I have 2 weeks. That's probably enough time to get it done, but we're getting close. We're getting really close. So another project that I've worked on just a bit, I popped a heel into this sock because, again, I was kind of sick of the tegna, and I just wanted something kind of easy to do, and I was at the point to do a heel for this sock. So this is Jinx yarn in colorway Fox, which is the Phoenix from the Harry Potter universe. And it's just this beautiful little kind of gradient. And then the heel that I popped in was also Jinx yarn in her Lantern Festival colorway, and it's a sparkly base. I don't know if that's showing up very well But I thought it went really well with the colors in the main body of the sock. So I thought that would be a lot of fun to just kind of do an interesting heel. And I have put some work also into my dark unicorn sock, but no heel yet. I think I'm just going to do that one, a tube, and then cut in an afterthought heel. This is a Fish Lips Kiss heel that I put in here, which I love knitting the Fish Lips Kiss heel, but I don't know that it's deep enough for my high arches. I still use them and knit them and wear the socks, but I don't think it's my favorite heel. It is my go-to heel because it's just like so mindless and so easy. Just pop it in and you're done. But that's all living in my Harry Potter project bag. Amber Crowley of Maker's Haven made, she did a big pre-order of these a couple of years ago, and I really like this bag. Just very Harry Potter inspired fabrics. So that is that project. An acquisition that I had was Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady podcast was knitting or crocheting her sister a baby blanket with Lion Brand Mandala yarn. This isn't the colorway she was using, but I was very inspired to pick up a couple of skeins of this, but I didn't know what I was going to make. So Atrella, one of her dance teachers, is actually pregnant and expecting a baby boy this June or July, I think. It's really blown out. That's more accurate in the shadow. But it's like white and gray gradient, and then this beautiful aqua color. And so this is how far along I'm on it. I have not worked on it but one little sitting. Crocheting works up really fast. I am originally a crocheter. I crocheted for years and years and years, and then finally taught myself to knit so I could knit socks. And now knitting is really my main hobby, which is a bummer because I do love crocheting, but it is a little bit more difficult on my hands. If I do it for too long, my wrist tends to click. Even with my Furls crochet hook, which I love, I do have hand pain. Not as much as like with boy hooks, but I can't go very long crocheting without taking breaks and stuff. So this is the Rainbow Ripple baby blanket. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's exactly what Kay used to make her sister's baby blanket. And yeah, I was just inspired to pick up some of this yarn and bang out a baby crocheted blanket. So we'll see if I actually even get this done. It's just something really for me to, another reason to buy yarn. But I do miss crocheting. I do miss the quickness of it and just the versatility. Yeah. So another acquisition that I got was my local yarn store, West 7th Wool, has a podcast. You should definitely check it out. Amy and Hunter are hilarious. They're a married couple who owns the yarn store in Fort Worth. And Hunter knits pretty much exclusively socks, or Amy sometimes strong arms him into doing shop samples. And she is a very prolific knitter, makes garments, bangs out complicated sweaters, and she just is very inspiring. But they tend to go over what's new to the shop and also give away something almost every podcast, I think. And so they have a prompt, a question that they ask, and then you answer it down in the comments. And I answered and won. So they shipped this little skein of yarn to me. I have unfortunately not been to very many knit nights since Tabitha the Terrible has come into our lives. She just is not a very good car trip baby. And it's an hour and 20 minutes for me to get one way for me to get to the yarn store. So I haven't had a bunch of, and my husband's really good about it. He's like, oh, sure, go, she'll be fine. But I'm not ready to leave her either. So, do you want some water? Here, she's thirsty. One sec. Okay, so I was talking about how Amy and Hunter host a giveaway, and I won. So they shipped me this yarn. I know I was rambling about the baby, but They shipped me this yarn because I can't always make it in, and it's super blown out. Let's see. So it's like this beautiful, like, amazing green color. Emerald, and it has all these shots of like this coral, this variegated coral, and then at the other half of this skein, we have like this aqua color, which I've been very into blues lately, so that's really cool. And it came with this coral mini skein. And so this is Dream and Color Smushy. The main is Laurel, and the mini is Melon Balm. And it's 85% superwash, 15% superwash wool, 15% nylon, and it's 420 yards. And the mini skein is not a mini, it's 100 yards. That's a lot. And so I thought it would be really cool to knit up maybe like a flax white for the baby for winter, for this next winter, and do, you know, the ribbing at the top, cuffs and hem, and the melon ball, with the main body being this variegated color. I thought that would be really fun, and it's a really plump fingering weight yarn. So I thought that would be really neat. So thanks, Amy and Hunter, for this beautiful yarn. And oh no, please don't. No. I know, I see you. You're so good. No, get down. Get down and come here. She's crawling along our sectional couch, and it's okay, come here. She wants me to talk to her. And I have the computer I'm filming on just like precariously on the edge of the arm of the couch. So if she even like tried to touch it, it would crash. I would catch it, but still. So another acquisition that I got is I put in an order for tucked woolens, and I tend to order from them. She's singing. You singing a song? I can hear you. I tend to order from them every couple of months because their Martha's Hand Balm is my favorite. So I got the Night Sky scent. I try to get a new scent every time. And then also my old reliable favorite scent. My top two favorite scents from her are the lavender, well, three. The Royal Apothecary, I don't think it's Apothecary. I think it's Apiary. I don't know. I'd have to look at the thing. I'm saying the wrong thing now. And patchouli. Patchouli is like, I love it. But I also like to get a new one just to try out. And then so I got her Night Sky. I love that it's like a different sticky. Night Sky she did like a kit with mustache. No, ma'am. She just ate a bit of the soap. And this is the second time she's done that. She did a kit with like mustache and something else. And she had these, you could get just like the hand balm, but I also picked up her luxury bath bar, which you can see the baby has decided to take a bite out of it. She's a nutter. So I got a bath bar, and I really love the little swirls in that soap. And I picked up another lavender, which came in the little black things. She had said that they had run out or were on back order of her typical neutral or natural colored cases. I don't know what these are called. And so she got these black ones, but I love the black ones. I just think that's like, I don't know. I think it's really cool. But so lavender, I had to get that. And I've also really been wanting to try her lip balms and her, the natural fragrance rollers. So I got a roller in the scent patchouli, and I also got a lip balm in her lemon. I think it's just lemon sweetened lemon maybe. And I really like the lip balm, and the roller is awesome as well. And I have to keep these away from the baby When I use them, you can see I've already used a lot of this, and she sticks her finger in them. She tries to eat them all the time. She's a nutter, I'm telling you. No idea what's wrong with her. So I'll set those up there where she can't get them, and I've been talking for like 20 minutes, so I need a sip. Excuse me. Who's that cute baby? So what else? Oh, so we went to Colorado. I think I mentioned that on the last podcast that we were planning a trip to Colorado for spring break. And so we went up to Breckenridge. We flew into Denver and then drove out to Breckenridge, which is a really beautiful drive. And some of my Instagram followers were talking about like the avalanches that that area was having, and to, you know, be sure to pay attention to the traffic reports and stuff, because we may not be able to take the route we were originally planning on taking, but it was fine. The roads were completely clear, and it was a beautiful drive. And you actually go through like these tunnels under the mountain. It's very, I'm kind of claustrophobic, and so it was a little like, oh my gosh, this is kind of scary, but it's really cool too. So, and the mountains are beautiful. I would love to live in the mountains. This time, I usually suffer a bit from altitude sickness, but this time I kind of like researched it, and I drank a ton of water and made sure to exercise every day for the couple of weeks leading up to the trip, and it was not as bad as it has been. I did feel just a bit like, I say just a bit, but like any of the videos that I took while I was gone, it has me, because I'm sitting there with my phone going, like, I cannot breathe up there. That air is not my air. When we got home, and it's so dry, like, I would wake up at night, my whole mouth would just be insanely dry, and I, like, couldn't suck in breath without it just feeling like my whole throat was just desert dry. And so I was really, one thing that I will definitely do next time we go up to the mountains is take or maybe find a humidifier. Once we got back, I was like, oh, moisture. I know people don't like Texas because of the humidity. This is my weather. This is the weather that I do well with. Sorry, we had to grab a passy in a bottle. But yeah, so this is the weather I do really well with. Colorado is way too dry for my liking, but I do love the mountains. And I think that if I were there for like a month, the altitude, I would get used to it and wouldn't be so winded. Just walking across the room, I'm like, where's the air? And it's very noticeable, especially when you fly and it's just like instant altitude change. The flight was really, really easy. I was really nervous about traveling with a baby because I've never, when the girls were small, we didn't really travel on airplanes anyway. We traveled in the car a lot. And so she did great. She fell asleep while we were taxiing, before we even took off. She was out and slept the entire flight. It's only an hour and 40 minutes. We took a really early flight, which was hard, but it was also the easiest thing to do for the baby. And then also on the way home, we took a like afternoon flight, it coincided with her nap time. And again, she fell asleep right when we were taking off and slept until we landed. And so it was really, really perfect. But holding a sleeping baby in a little cramped airplane didn't really allow for much knitting time. I didn't get it out at all on the way to Denver, and I did knit like one round on the way home, but I was just content to sit there and look out the window, basically. So we were there for 5 days, and when we went into Denver, I did want to go into Fancy Tiger Crafts, and so I did that, and I got their fringe supply bag. This is exclusive to Fancy Tiger Crafts, so I contemplated getting a porter bin because I already have 2 fringe bags, but I really like this. I'm really into blues this year, and I really liked this. It's completely blown out, this teal colored project bag. So, and I got their pin, which says Fancy Tiger Crafts. And then this is a bear that says Breckenridge that I got at the resort. So what else did I get? I went back and forth with a few different project ideas. Fancy Tiger Crafts has a lot. It has fabric, it has weaving supplies, it has spinning supplies, it has yarn, not as much yarn as some other yarn shops because it is a craft store, so it has, I would say, way more fabric than yarn for sure, but it has a good selection. They had like Madelinetosh, Spin Cycle, a little bit of Malabrigo, Quince & Co., Brooklyn Tweed, like all your typical big names, Hedgehog Fibers, and they had some local yarn too, and I really contemplated getting some local yarn, but I'm trying to be really mindful about my purchases lately and only buying for projects I know that I'm going to knit or wear a lot. So something that I've had my eye on for a while is the Andrea Mowry Shift or Shifty. The Shift, I think it's called. Let me see if I can. I know that you know what it looks like. They printed out this pattern for me. West 7th Wool always does it in color, so I think I'm a little bit spoiled because they gave me its front and back, which yay for being, you know, environmentally conscious because it's front and back and doesn't use up as much paper, but it's also a black and white photo, which kind of just leaves more to be wanted. But it is a cowl, so she did the Shift cowl and the Shift shawl. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry about that. Now my eyes are all watery. Atrella has brought home her spring cold, so I don't know if you can tell my voice is just a little bit off and I'm a little congested and I've been sneezing like crazy. It's driving me nuts. But so I really wanted to knit the cowl. I thought it would be the perfect thing to wear as, you know, like a face mask in place of a face mask when we go skiing. And so these are the colors that I picked out. And it's knit in sport weight yarn. So this is this Spin Cycle. I really wanted to I contemplated a few different things. I thought about getting a loom, like just a small handheld loom. But I didn't want to have to worry about fitting that into our luggage. Our luggage was way over. Like, we did a big bag, and that was a mistake because it was full of, like, all of our ski gear, like, you know, bibs and heavy winter coats and boots. And I think it cost us, like, $230 one way to get our bag to Colorado and then $230 to get our bag back. We'll never do that again. We'll pack, like, more bags and take those through rather than just one big bag. But so these are the colors I picked up. I contemplated a few different things and I eventually just settled on this because I wanted something special. We were, you know, in Colorado. I really wanted to get this. So these are the colors I chose, which Spin Cycle is very special, and I really am glad for these, that I got these. The green is Huldra, the beige is Grumpy Birds, and the blue is Melancholia. Tell me, guys. You're not going to be able to see that. I'm not even going to bother. So this, it was all wrapped up. Oops. This also, like, once we got to the resort and I was looking out the window, this is exactly what I saw when I looked out the window. Just beautiful blue skies, the snowy hillside, and green trees. And so I thought that's just so perfect. And I was so happy with that. And I can't wait to cast it on. I thought about casting it on while we were gone. And I had a lot of time so Tim and the girls skied, or Atrella and Tim did snowboarding lessons. So we've been skiers in the past, and it's really hard on Tim's knees and mine too. I have had issues with my knees just not wanting to ski. And so Tim did research and thought snowboarding would be better. And he and Atrella did a snowboarding class, first time on a snowboard, this Saturday, and Prudence did another ski school class because she stayed on skis, but just, you know, kind of refresher and keep building on the skills that she already knows. Tim said snowboarding was so much harder than skiing. And I don't know, like he said they fell a lot, fell off the lift at one point. And I just don't know that I'm going to like that very much. So that didn't sound like a lot of fun. But so I had time just to sit and chill out in our room. Our room was really cool. So it had a balcony in our bedroom, and then the girls slept on the pull-out couch. And it had there was a sauna and an indoor pool and a steam room all in the resort. It was really cool because it was 4 big buildings that were all connected by skywalks. And so you could travel all indoors, or you could go out and walk. People thought I was a nutter because I'm out walking in the snow with her and a baby carrier. They're like, you know, you can get through all of these buildings inside. It's like, yeah, I know, but you know, I'm from Texas and we don't have weather like this there. So I'm really enjoying, you know, the 6 feet of snow because it's just insane. So the baby really enjoyed it too. We, one of the days we were there, we let the girls all play in the snow, and I had her in this very reminiscent of A Christmas Story snowsuit, you know, the little brother, and he's like this. So she has this snowsuit on, and it's got hand covers and feet covers and stuff, and she's like, she can barely move. It's hilarious. But she sat in the snow and patted it and swished it around and thought it was really cool. The girls had a great time. Prudence didn't really like her ski school as much. When we usually go to Angel Fire, and they have one of the best ski schools. If you Google, their ski school is world renowned, and it was really great for both of the girls. And Tim and Atrella also didn't really love their snowboarding class, and I don't know if it's because we did it on a weekend, and it was just so busy and chaotic, or it wasn't like the regular people, but we will probably definitely go back to Breckenridge. I think Tim really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it just because of the resort. Usually when we go to New Mexico, we stay in a cabin, which I love too, but the resort was nice 'cause you could just go to any of the restaurants and say, oh, my room number is so-and-so, and it just gets charged to your room. You don't have to worry about driving anywhere or carrying around your wallet and dealing with all of this. And so that was really nice. I enjoyed the resort, but we'll see what happens. One other thing that I got is this gorgeous ornament. And I know that I was talking about making a bunch of ornaments, but I thought this was really cool too because it's, you know, from our trip, and the B is for Breckenridge, and it's this moose, and he's got these little Christmas lights on his antlers. I really liked that. So I had to pick it up, and I got the girls some stickers and whatever else from the gift shop on the resort. So that is all about my trip and my acquisitions, which was the bag and the spin cycle yarn. And I am so excited about Fiberfest. So I'm just going to briefly chat about Fiberfest, and then I'll get off of here. But you guys, I am fangirling so dang hard because my favorite Canadians, the grocery girls, are coming to Texas to go to Fiberfest. When they first announced it, I was like, shut the front door, because this is so exciting. So Jody and Tracy are going to be in Texas at Fiberfest. Are you kidding me? And I get to see all my other friends, Diane of Suburban Stitcher, and Stacy of Mustache, and Penny and other Stacy of Brads and Stitchery, and I'm just really excited. I'm sure I'll run into some of my knit night friends and some of my other like local Instagram homies that I chat with online. And I actually just recently found a new podcast, new to me. I think she's pretty new too. She's got like 10 episodes, but it is the Love and Stitches podcast, if I'm not mistaken. And her name's Natalie. And she's really awesome. She crochets and knits, and she's a teacher, and she has like a little knit club that she teaches kids to crochet and knit, which is cool. And she'll be at Fiberfest too. So I've been really enjoying watching her podcast and looking at her projects and stuff. She works on a wide variety of things. So you should check her out if that's your thing. So yeah, the Crochet Girls are going to be at Fiberfest. I'm so excited. The girls will be going with me. I'd really like to go on the Friday just because it's not very busy, but the girls want to go, and they have school Friday. So we'll be going on Saturday, which is great anyway, because then that's the podcaster meetup. I will be at the podcaster meetup with all of my little ducks in tow. One sec. So I'll be at the podcaster meetup with all my little ducks in tow. And yeah, I'm just super excited about seeing some friends and hanging out with yarn. And I have a little like wish list that I've started. I really want a loom, okay? Like I really want a loom. I don't know that I would even use it that much. I like my spinning wheel gets no use at all, which is really sad. I really want to get back into spinning though. Mina of the Knitting Expat has recently been spinning a lot, and it's been really inspiring me to make the time to spin. But again, the spinning wheel is definitely not something I can have out with her because she'll want to come over and stick her hand in it and all that. So I haven't really put time into that wish. It's just more been like, I want to do this, and it is in the forefront. So a loom would be really cool because I have a bunch of stash that I don't necessarily want to get rid of, but I want to use up. So I thought of just getting, a smallish loom, a tabletop loom, and maybe doing like some hand towels or dishcloths or just like wall hangings, something. I have my notes over here. That's why I keep looking. What the Fade Cardi. So when Andrea Mowry first came out with that, I didn't really have a desire to knit it, but the more I look at it and the more I wear my favorite cardigan, which is the Blue Sands cardigan, the more I think I really like that shawl collar. I really like that like oversized cardigan look. And I think that I would probably just do it in a solid color rather than try to fade it. And I was thinking about maybe doing like a really beautiful red color would be nice. Like Madeline Tosh Tart is immediately what pops in my head. But I'm trying to be more like broaden my horizons and not use so much Madeline Tosh, even though it's one of my favorite yarns ever. I also have a crocheted blanket on the list. So I have quite a few of like fingering weight. Oh, look, she's going to sleep. Fingering weight crocheted blankets that I've been working on. But they just don't get a lot of love. They're scrappy, and they just don't get a lot of love. But I thought if I could get like a cohesive set of yarns, maybe like some grays and a couple of brighter colors to make either an African flower blanket or, just like squares with circles, just different hexagon. I don't know. It's just on my radar to make a blanket for our couch. I don't know that I'll knit it or crochet it. But like I said, I've been really wanting to crochet more because it is my first true love. And I can do like a little square quickly and, put them in the basket and then eventually join them all together. And I also have a porter bin on my list. I have been wanting a porter bin for so long, and I don't know why I haven't gotten one yet. And I had the opportunity while I was at Fancy Tiger Crafts, and I passed on it. But if Fiberfest has some, I'm not sure that they will. They haven't in the past, But I know that McKinney Knittery will be there, and I know they carry fringe products. So if I can get that, that would be cool. And people to see, I've already kind of done that, said that. So that is all. Like, a loom is at the top of my list for sure, but I don't know that I'll get one. And I already have kind of some other sweater quantities in the stash that I should get through. So I don't even know that I'll get a sweater quantity. But I do have a budget in mind and what I want to get and look at. So hopefully I don't come away with any more dang sock yarn. I have a lot of sock yarn. And I just don't have a lot of sock yarn or sock knitting mojo. It's just completely gone to the wayside. I am really crushing on garments right now. I really want to knit a no frills cardigan. So I know a lot of people have been doing the pullover. And with mohair's warm, like, so the hat that I knit, the Kobuk hat, I wore while we were in Colorado, and it's super cozy, but it's super warm too. And for our climate, I just think a cardigan would be way better. And I'm thinking like a turquoise, like a beautiful, like teal, greenish blue teal yarn with mohair. And I've looked at a few of my top hand dyers, and I really haven't found that beautiful color that I've been picturing in my head of what I want my no frills cardigan to look like. So maybe that's what I'll pick up instead of the What the Fade Cardi yarn. It's all to be decided. I'm just sort of brainstorming now. But my little baby is asleep and my laundry needs to be switched. So I'm going to go lay her down. And I really appreciate you guys joining me, and I'll catch you next time.